It's like that morning music. What's the sample right here?
Man, to be honest, I actually cannot remember the
You don't
sample of this
remember?
one. I made a bunch in one day, and it was just, I wish I could remember, but
How long ago? So you made this beat.
yeah.
When'd you make it?
Probably this one specifically, probably a month and a half ago. Yeah.
You made it here in LA?
Yeah. Out
Okay.
here.
Damn. I don't think people realize that you can produce, like, for real.
Yeah.
And on this next project that you're about to put out, this next EP, is all the production coming from you, or is it kind of just mixed?
It's definitely heavily like produced by myself, and like I have additional production as well, and you know, and definitely like others like records from like other producers as well, but mainly me.
And it's called Cherish.
Yes, correct.
Okay. What's the concept behind this next project you have?
Oh man, it's definitely mainly like it came from sample going on. Yeah, Cherish. It came from just like, you know, understanding like how to like live in the moment, if anything, and just not to be corny, like cherishing those kind of things, like whether it's family and just protecting myself and protecting my heart and just being in the moment and understanding it. You know what I mean? I can't explain it, but like definitely like understanding and having a full grasp of what's happening around me, and being aware of all of that stuff, and not really trying to like.
Oh, sorry.
It's just I know.
I was actually talking about this earlier today with I think I was on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was saying sometimes music is so good that you can be in conversation or focused, locked in doing something, and then when a track makes you stop what you're doing to like look at the screen or what's this, or you start trying to like digest it.
Yeah.
That's a powerful track right there.
I appreciate that, man. Like, even me, when I was explaining what the whole project's about, I'm just still listening to this in the background. I'm like,
yeah,
just like stuck in between two worlds. But yeah, man, just cherish. Cherish is just about cherishing the moment and just being in the moment and just like understanding the things that I value in my life, and you know, just bringing that to light and just speaking on life, if anything. You know, I always try and like come from somewhere that's
so. What's crazy is that, what was it, 2015? Actually, let's hear another track. Let's hear what else you've been producing, and I'll keep rolling. 2015 was the last time you came on Soulection Radio.
Yep.
And we were in New York at Red Bull Studios, and we were on our tour. Remember that?
I remember. That was
it was like, what, I don't know, 15 dates. It was you, Esther, I Am Nobody, and myself. And we went all throughout North America. And I think it was show 211. 211.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And right now this is, what is it, 357, 358? I don't even know. So It's crazy in 3 years how much has changed.
Yeah.
You know? And to hear your progression, to see where you're at. And remember, we ended that tour at Coachella.
Yeah.
Me and you did the Do Lab stage.
Yes.
And till this day, people still talk about that set, and I'm not exaggerating. Like, people have came up to me and said, "Hey, like, I was there, you and Jay Prince, and that was a year that Drake headlined. I remember K Tronada played that year, The Weeknd. I remember Kanye came out.
Yeah.
It was a pretty, like, that was one of the better Coachellas that I had been to, and people were saying like, yo, we saw everyone's sets, but your guys' sets really like connected with us. So that was cool, you know, to be there. And then you just got back both weekends. You were just at Coachella. What a full circle.
Yeah.
Whose set did you come out during?
I came out during the Snake Hip set. Yeah, they brought me out. We have a song together, like on their EP. So like, I just came out and performed that song.
I wasn't able to make it, but I saw photos, and that crowd looked. I mean, what was it, like 15,000 people in that stage, or how many?
Man, to be honest, I don't even know how many people. It just looked. It was the biggest crowd I've definitely played in front of in my life. And like coming out to the stage, I was just like, whoa. And then to realize that it continued going, like, so I'm walking on the stage.
It was like seeping out.
Yo, like I couldn't even tell. So I'm just looking at it as like this head straight on. And then as I'm walking across the stage, I'm seeing there's more people and more people. So that was crazy, man. It's a blessing.
How does that feel like when you walk out? Like, I mean, at this point, are you used to it? Like, does that amount of people, does that, you know, is it intimidating sometimes? Does it give you anxiety?
I mean, for me, it's just like go time, man. You know what I mean? It's like you don't really have time to think. There's not really time to like think. You either do it or you don't. I think it's one of those situations there. Obviously, for me, it's just excitement, if anything. You just get mixed emotions before you get on stage, and once you get on the stage, you're not even thinking, you're somewhere else. Like I usually just remember, like, all I remember is before I get on and after I get on, after I get off the stage. Like everything that happened on stage is a blur, but I just remember like the feeling before it, and like, I don't know, man. It's just crazy to explain, but like it just goes by
like
so
something
quick,
just comes
man.
in you and it kind of just takes over.
Yeah, and it just
it's like adrenaline.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It just goes by like that, like 3 minutes. It feels like 2 seconds. So it was just crazy.
And you were also exposed because you played you opened for Chance the Rapper years back.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm sure the crowds were pretty solid, right?
Man, those crowds as well, crazy. It was crazy every night, man. We're just doing every night, different cities, different countries, and that was just crazy in itself, man. Because you're not only just doing it once, you're doing it every night, and then it was like different because I had a whole set opposed to one song.
Here we go again, see? But by the way, for those listening and watching right now, everything that is playing behind us, as you know, we like to have music because it kind of sets the tone versus just a dry interview, and everything is produced by Jay Prince. So you have like a beat tape you might drop?
Yeah, man. I've just been like, aside from like doing this Cherish project, I've just been also making beats, and I usually just do it, you know, past downtime and when I get spare time, just to, you know, just because I enjoy it. So yeah, man. Who knows, man? Might be a thing. Hell.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And when you produce, what do you create on? What are you making beats on?
Yeah, I just work on Logic.
You're a Logic guy.
Yeah, man. I've been still on the same Logic 9 for a minute. That's how I've been producing most of the project as well. Like the whole EP, just been working on that, and then yeah, man. And I haven't changed since then.
What's your process in the studio when you're creating? Are you one of those private artists where you don't like anybody in the room?
I mean, I just like to have people in the room that are supposed to be there. You know, I'm just like, if you're in the room, you have like you have a reason. You know what I mean? Not just like lingering.
And you feed off of that, yeah.
Yeah, man. Because I just feel like we're just here to get stuff done. You know, we're here to work, and we're here to like work towards a goal. You know, so, and most people that are in the studio in any of the sessions I have tend to be people with like insight or do that they play something. It's always people that are supposed to be there most times. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's talk about In the Morning, Motion. You just dropped 2 singles, right, off of Cherish, forthcoming May 25th.
Yeah.
Right?
May 25th.
Already,
yes.
we're ready. It's crazy. The time is moving too quick.
Whoa.
So the reason I brought you on here is, I mean, obviously we go back, we have history.
Yeah.
When I heard those tracks, I was like, wow, it's a different direction that he's going. But you sound comfortable. You sound like you're really starting to find your sound. I mean, you've had your own sound, right? But from the first joint that I had heard you from, was it Before Our Time?
Before Our Time.
Before Our Time. That, bro, there's some classics on there. Like Polar. I mean, is Polaroids still one of your like biggest tracks?
Yeah. To this day, it's still like it's still there, bro. Like
that's off the Aaliyah joint.
Yeah, there's still people finding that song now. They're like, oh man, Jay Prince, who's this guy and this Polaroids? I'm like, you know what, love.
Yeah, and it's cool because every project you drop, they're different. Nothing sounds the same, which is good. Yeah. Like it just kind of shows your evolution. So, how would you describe this new sound that I would say it's fun. It feels like a summer feeling. It's feel good music, and you're kind of singing a lot more.
Yeah.
And that's even cool because when I first met you, you were just like more pure rapping.
Yeah.
And harmonizing. Now you're like breaking in. So it's been a 3 to 4 year progress. And so what's the sound direction?
I mean, for this one, it's just mainly like, I think for the first thing I wanted to do was definitely get out of my comfort zone. Was definitely trying to like detach myself from anything that I'm just too familiar with doing. Like whether it's from production to the writing to like how I deliver everything. So it's definitely way more singing on this one. Yeah, man, the direction.
What inspired that?
I think
to sing more.
I'll be honest, man. I feel like this past records.
You're a beautiful woman in here.
Oh,
She's
man.
inspiring the love out of you.
I mean, hey, man, everybody in my life is inspiring. But honestly, like I think the main thing was that from past, like all the songs I've done in the past where that's had singing like a Polaroids, whatever. People have always been like, man, you should sing more. You should sing more. You should sing more. That's become like a reoccurring like thing that people keep telling me to do, and I've done it, but I've just never like put music out. So I think that's what it was. It was just time to kind of step up and just be like, okay.
Did you ever feel when earlier on, like you feel like a bit like hesitant about singing?
Yeah, man, I feel like you get hesitant about anything that's
You're a
like,
little insecure.
yeah, man, you just get hesitant. I think it was just like, it was just waiting for the right time, if anything, just waiting for the right time. And I actually wanted it to sound good too, you know what I mean? I didn't want to put out any like whack music, like, or just anything I wasn't happy with. So with this project, it's definitely way more singing, and it's just definitely like, I just feel like I'm just fully expressing myself in a way that, I don't know, people haven't heard before or gonna be hearing for the first time. So I don't know, man, just
Man, stop. Another track.
Nah, man, but yeah, man, just pushing myself in every single way, man. I feel like that's the best way to just like, it just makes things exciting for myself too. So
let's actually let's get into it. In the Motion, Morning. Let's get into those tracks right now.
Yep.
Once again, Jay Prince, live and direct, right here on Soulection Radio. Beats 1. Be right back. And we just went back to back. In the Morning and Motion off of Cherish EP, forthcoming May 25th. Let's talk about those two tracks. So we mentioned earlier that the sound is you know, it's you singing. It has like a feel good vibe, but like what inspired those tracks? Like what?
Man, I feel like within the morning it was just like understanding, just like being like, a lot of it just inspired is inspired from self-love, to be honest. My understanding of like, you know, loving myself and being disciplined, you know, and just being appreciative of anything, you know. Motion is definitely one of them songs, you know, just understanding like what love is, you know what I mean? Just in general, because, you know, I'm young, you know, and whether it's love, being in a relationship, whether it's family, friends, just understanding that, you know what I mean? Because it can all mean different things for people and myself, you know what I mean? Just understanding what that means growing up. And in the morning, it's just like really just literally like being grateful and, you know, and just, I don't know, I'm not usually the best when it comes to explaining songs, so I just
let the music talk.
Yeah, hence why I make them. But like in the morning, you know, the chorus as well, it's just, you know, thanking God it's a brand new day, like not to be like, you know, it's just also I wanted to kind of shine light on just, you know, my belief of God as well, you know what I mean, how, you know, my relationship with God, as well as just, you know, whether it be.
But it's amazing because you do it in a way where it's not, you know, it's not like gospel, or it's not like, nothing wrong with that, but you're doing it in a very subtle way. And I think that's amazing. Or like Christian rap, you know what I'm saying? Like you're doing it in a way where it's still like no one could, anyone could interpret it in different ways.
100%. And I just think at the same time, I'm just like expressing myself, man. That's ultimately it. I feel like I've come to getting to a place where I'm becoming like, I'm finally understanding a way to express myself through the music, and having to be honest with myself and not shying away from things that I probably would shy away from.
How old are you now?
I'm 24, man.
Oh, you're 24? I thought you were 20. I thought you were my age. I thought you were 28. You're only 24?
Yes, sir. Bro. I'm 24, man.
You know, and you're talking about like how, you know, just in your life right now, everything is just resonating. You're finding yourself, and you look good too. You lost some weight.
Yes.
You chiseled up right now. You're feeling good. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming out in the music. And where's your family from?
My family are from Congo and Angola.
Congo and Angola?
Yeah.
God, have you been?
No, I've never actually been to Africa, man. I plan to definitely go at some point.
Yeah, we gotta get you to South Africa, especially.
Yeah, man.
That's where like it's most open and playing like a lot of our music and stuff like that, and we have like a great following. We're supposed to be doing a festival out there in October, so we may.
Let's go, man. Let's go, baby.
But from there, I recommend if we can get you on that bill, you know, try to hop over and go visit.
Yo, man, anything, man. You know, it's the more reason, you know what I mean?
Because even like, on the production, I feel like you're kind of digging into your roots.
Yeah.
A bit, you know.
Definitely.
Unconsciously.
Yeah, man. It just felt right. If anything, like, I know it sounds different and it's not sounding like anything I've done in the past, but like, if anything, the most honest thing I can say about it is that it just felt right, man. It just felt right. So yeah.
And is Jay Prince currently independent? Is he an independent artist?
Yeah, man. Still no sign to no label, man. We're just still.
I know you got offers.
I mean, probably in the past, but right now, man, I'm just head down, man. If anything, man. If there's any offers I don't know about, if anything, you know, I don't know. Yeah. But like, we're just out here doing our own thing, man. Big up Moz, Cosa Nostra, Dream Club.
Shout out Moz.
You know, we're just out here, man.
Bieber.
Yeah. We're just out here, honestly, man. Like, we're just out here working hard as a team. You know what I mean? And I think that's the most important thing, is understanding what we want and from each other, aside from just like what we want out of like music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's also like a thing in itself. You know, like it's all music too, but it's communication is key.
Yeah.
You know, like, because not being with a label requires extra work.
Extra work.
You know what I'm trying to say? And it's like, I do the music as well, but you know, I also have to be mindful of just like the things that are going on around me, and that could be like overwhelming sometimes. But you gotta understand the circumstance. You know what I mean? It's not easy. And
do you feel your music resonates better in the States than it does back home?
As in like how people approach, how people are hearing, or what do you mean?
Even like more of a, I guess I can say like more of a following, more listenership, people who understand your music more. Like, are you getting more listeners from Europe or like even back in the UK? Or
man, I think if anything, man, I keep saying if anything, by the way. I know I'm gonna look back at this interview and realize I'm like, if anything. Nah, but yeah, I think it's just everywhere, man. I feel like Europe, UK, and here in the States, man, it's definitely like it has its moments. If anything, like there'll be a heat wave, like the US will be messing with this for a hot second, and it's the UK. And there's parts in Europe, you know. I feel like it's just all trickling down at different times, you know, if anything. So when you traveled to a lot of places, what city or what country has been like a surprise for you musically, that where people receive, you didn't think, like, I would have never thought these people knew my music? I'd say Asia, man.
What part of Asia?
South Korea.
Dang.
Seoul was crazy. Taiwan. Yeah, Taipei was crazy. Like, these places, those were the nights where I'm just like, wow, like the music is bigger than me. Like at this point, like I just
You're
play
the medium.
this, I just play this part in this picture, whatever you want to call it, and everything else is just, it has its own life, and it's just like, it's humbling. You know what I mean? It just puts me in a mindset where I'm just like, you know, it just reassures you that, you know, what you're doing is, you know, all these late nights that you have working and this and that is just, things like that remind you, man, like, you're doing okay, you know what I mean? And it's just humbling as well. So like going to places in Asia was dope, man. And, you know, and one thing is always, and I know it's like probably the obvious, like performing at home, like there's nothing like playing at home, you know what I mean? There's just nothing, like there's no feeling like playing where you're born. Like,
absolutely. That's
just, that I'd say that still to this day, like, I don't think there's a place that's like top that. You know what I mean? Like performing at home in London I just think it's just because you have your friends, your family, the people, and the energy is just right. And I feel like those people that come, I don't know, I just like performing home too. So
yeah, of course. Let's get into some music for those who are just discovering who J Prince is. Is there a song that you want to get into from your back catalog to kind of put people on?
Yeah, man. We can go for Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind.
Peace of Mind. Yeah, Peace of Mind. Off of late summers. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into it. You think? You gotta know your music, boy.
Yo, man, it's a lot of music.
It's your own music.
Yeah, but it's Peace of Mind, man, featuring Avelino. It's a good song anyway. Let's get it.
Let's get into it right now. Once again, J Prince, Soulection. So we just heard, we went back in your catalog, and that was Father. That was probably your top 2 tracks of all time. Where'd you get that from?
Oh man, it's Yolanda Adams, man. I think it's called The Battle Is Not Yours.
Wow.
Man, that there is a crazy.
Where'd you find that at?
Just literally listening to a bunch of gospel music, man. I think there was just a period where I was just like, I'm gonna listen to gospel for a month.
You know, you Spazzy Rocky, you Xavier Omar and Sango, y'all should exchange, because those guys got gospel music like for real. Like they got the gems. You guys should do an exchange.
Yo, I'm down. Like, I'm down. I've got some cuts with Sango already, but if we want to do some gospel stuff, I'm down. Hit me. Let's get it. Let's get it, bro.
But yeah, no, Father, that when I first heard it too, I was like, oh, like, because that was a different sound as well. I've never heard, and you produced that?
Yeah.
You're a beast, bro. Crazy. And again, these tracks right here, all J Prince. But yeah, man, I thought that was dope. And I know you're going on tour. You're about to go on tour as well through Asia, and then you have a big homecoming show back in London. Let's talk about those.
Yeah, man, got the Asia tour, and that was gonna be crazy. We did Asia last year. It was like a small run. It was crazy. That was fun.
We ran into you at Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia.
Yeah, you just reminded me. I'd never been to that place. I didn't even know that
place
existed.
Yeah,
man. So I learned a lot. That was a lot. I learned a lot that day.
How
man.
crazy is that like music is taking us to places that we never even knew geographically existed in the world. And you're like, wait, I'm going where? True. And then you get there, and sometimes those are like the best shows. Like the end, because there's not many artists who roll through these places. So the people, I feel like, go hard because they don't know the next time they're gonna see Jay Prince or whoever, you know.
And it's just like, I think in both sides, like we both exchange like something that we just both never experienced. You know what I mean? I've never performed there. They've never seen me live. I've never been there. They know I've never. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's just this bundle of new experiences, and it's just, it's endless, man. It's just limitless, man. It's crazy.
It's fire.
And then, man, and then we got the London show at end of May 30th. That sold out. I think that sold out. It's at Corsica Studios. That sold out like in two days, I think.
Dang.
And that was, man, blessings, man. I'm just grateful and just looking forward to doing it. So yeah, man, just got these shows coming up and
the project.
Cherish
EP. How many tracks?
Probably like 8, 9.
Okay.
I always like flirt with it a little bit. And just always like, it's gonna be like.
How do you feel? I saw Sango talk about on Twitter. He said, which I agree. People are digesting music in 24 hours, then they're like over it, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's, you know, music that we keep listening to, but just in general, he just said pretty much people go through music in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And that's kind of just the age that we live in. How do you feel about that as an artist when you're putting not just hours or days, but you know, months, sometimes even years of into this music that you're creating?
Yeah.
And you know, there are people who receive music differently. Like, how does that make you? Does that feel weird as an artist?
I mean, I'm not gonna act like I don't know that exists. That's happening, but I think it just gives you more of a reason to understand why a foundation is important. You know, because at the end of the day, if you haven't got that foundation and having people that continuously come back to listening to what you have, then it won't lead you to having to like make things in a hurry for those people that listen to things in a hurry. You know what I mean? I never try and do. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't let it affect my music, if anything. You know what I mean? Because it's just the climate of how things are as a whole. You know, things are just faster nowadays. Like this, you can get a message, this, that. Your mood can change in a second over a text, this, that. You know what I mean? So like, it just encourages me to like focus on like the foundation and people that really want to listen to it. And I'm not gonna like be naive and act like, nah, man. People that exists. People do listen to things quickly, like then they're over it, you know. But like, I feel like that's why the music should really have to speak for itself. So you know what I mean?
That's a great point, because I was about to bring that up. Is how the music is the focal point of everything. I mean, if you have a strong brand but the music isn't as tight, you could still get by based off the brand, right?
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays the rollout of just to be heard, you gotta have not just the music and have it on Apple and the other services, but you also have to have it. You have to have like a video, or you have a few visuals. You know, you gotta have the merch lined up. You gotta have the tour lined up, and that's just that. And you gotta have some PR, you know, lined up, some marketing, and that's just to get heard, to seen. And after that, it's like, okay, they went through the 5 elements. Then what? After a week or two, where's the artist? Or like, what are you doing? And it's crazy like that. You have to do that much. You don't have to, but it's recommended to do that just to be heard and seen by people. It's crazy. But if the music is good and it travels, then people keep spreading it by word of mouth, and that's the best marketing, you know, in my opinion.
100%. Don't get me wrong. Like, I feel like all those things play a part. You know, they play a role. You know, and if you have the music to support it, then you're laughing. You know what I mean? Like you're doing something right. But you know, those things do count. You know, and you know, people do use it to their advantages to be heard, you know. But most importantly, it's about the music. And like I said, I'm not gonna be naive and be like those things don't take account into the stuff I need to be doing. But like at the end of the day, as long as I know who I am and the music's being put out and the message is coming across clearly, then like, and everyone on my team is, and like, you know, we're all focused on the same mission, then like, that's all that matters. Yeah, man. You know, we're doing it our way, and just not having, you know, I don't know, just not following, man. You know, I feel like that's what it is as well. Like, you should always trying to also come at an angle where it's not the same. You know what I mean? There's a lot of samey things. So it's like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but what I'm saying is, yeah, man, music's
just be
key.
Yourself, do it for yourself.
Yeah, man, and if you have the right people behind you that can push your music the way it needs to be pushed, then
have the right team.
More power to you, man. You know.
Lastly, is there anything that you're working on outside of music that is moving you or that you feel people should know about?
Yeah, man. I mean, aside from music, I have this like thing that I do called Lounge and Film. If you follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is Lounge in Paris, but I also have a Lounge in Film.
What is that about, by the way? I've always...
People always ask me that. It's actually, I was trying to promote a mixtape I was doing, like one of my first tapes I did years ago, like when Instagram first started, and I was like, I want to just name all my socials after the tape. And then like it stuck with me, but that actual name inspired from like, I have a lot of family in Paris, and as a kid I was always just going there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And
you
then
speak
like
French, a little bit of French
yeah,
too,
man, je parle un petit peu français, for the French listeners out there, you know what I'm saying, man? I see you, man.
Can you rap it? French rap, if it's done right, it sounds really tight. Can you rap in French?
My rap French is terrible. Like
Okay.
I wish I could. I'm definitely gonna like practice because
I love when women too sing in French. Like it sounds so cool.
Nah, I don't. I'm not the greatest when it comes to like speaking French, but like, yeah, man, lounge, yeah. I was saying, yeah, Lounge and Film.
Yep.
Yeah, I have like this little, not even little thing. I just have this project I've just been working on for like years, understanding what it's gonna be over time. It's just Lounge and Film, where I like take a lot of film photography. I'm actually gonna like, I actually shoot on Super 8 film as well. I'm gonna be like releasing like videos that I've been shooting on film and like put some instrumentals over it that I've been working on, just to kind of like translate the music visually and just bring different elements of my music, whether it's the instrumentals that I'm playing over like right now.
You should do in the future like a J Prince like zine or like a lookbook, like just something of all your travels and experiences, and
yeah,
put
man.
it into like a physical
Definitely, man.
copy. That would be tight.
I think, bro, I've seen your photography and all of that stuff, and like it also inspires the whole travel photography, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
So like trying to just add all those elements aside from the music that inspire the music, it all coincides. It's just all art, it's all art, man. You know what I mean?
Don't you wish? I wish I had more time to shoot.
Yeah.
Like I've been so occupied lately and so busy with other things in life that, if I'm not in the mind state to shoot, I'm not shooting. But when I'm shooting, I'm in that's like, sometimes I love it more than music. Yeah. Because it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you,
crazy.
man. For me, it's just like, they're all the same, but it all gives me different feelings of like that element, you know what I mean? That's why I love shooting on film photography, man. Like I love shooting on film.
Have you ever tried shooting on medium format?
No,
that's my next step.
I've never tried the next step.
I can't wait to dive into it, because the portraits that come out on medium format are so beautiful, man.
It's amazing.
It's a different kind of beast of a camera, but
it's all like this going on and this twisting and looking down and
but
opposite.
Once you learn it and once you get those photos down, it's just
it's dope, man. I just want to, and even in that kind of that field of things, I definitely want to like expand, like hence why I'm shooting on this Super 8 Canon, just to like shoot like out how just travels, everything, man. And I'm all about that, man.
And you never know when that footage is gonna come through in the future if you ever have like a document. It's just crazy. So keep stacking that. And once again, man, it's so dope to have you back on. Years later, full circle.
Yes.
And this is not the last time. I know it's many years to come. It's gonna be really dope to see where you're at. And you're only 24. Like, it's crazy.
Oh man.
Like, when did Jay put out his first project? Like 26, 27 or something? Jay-Z?
Wow.
Eduardo, when did he put out his first project? 26?
Wow.
So that's crazy. Like,
yeah, man.
You have such a head start, and you're still growing.
Yeah, there's a lot of learning. I've learned so much, man.
Again, cherish these moments, this time.
Yes.
Cherish EP, May 25th, out worldwide. And thank you, man. Thank you again for coming through.
Man. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that, man.
I need those beats.
I got you. Don't worry, man. I got you, bro.
All right, man. J Prince, Soulection Radio, Beats 1 worldwide. Joe K. Peace.